Good evening. Adequate public notice of this meeting was provided by the Secretary of the Board on May 4th, 2023 to the Home News Tribune and the Clerk of the City of New Brunswick. The time and location of this meeting and all meetings of this body are posted in City Hall, 78 Bayer Street in New Brunswick. Roll call, Mr. General.
Dr. Caldwell.
Here.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez.
Here.
Mr. Ortiz. Mrs. Seawood. Mrs. Solis.
Here.
Mr. Spencer.
Here.
Ms. Varela. Mr. Adorno.
Here.
Ms. Sevilla.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Moving to item number 2, the flag salute, turning it to Dr. Johnson.
Ready, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A reminder that our next regular monthly Board of Education meeting will be held on Tuesday, December 19th in 2023, beginning at 7 p.m. at New Brunswick High School in the auditorium. Moving to item number 3, minutes, October 17, 2023. Can I please have a motion to accept minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Solis.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Adorno.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Moving to item number 4, the Superintendent's Report. Dr. Johnson.
Thank you. As of November 2023, we have enrolled 9,336 students. In October, we had 5 cases of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. There were 130 suspensions. Our staff attendance was 94%, and our student attendance was 92%. On November 18th, our district hosted Ed Camp New Jersey for the 5th year. Ed Camp New Jersey is an approach where teachers conference together to decide what's going to be learned, then set out to teach each other pedagogical practices in order to positively impact student outcomes. This year, we had over 400 teachers, paraprofessionals, and administrators sign up to participate with attendees from New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and beyond. They all came together to share and learn here at New Brunswick High School. I just want to pause and thank Mr. Nessie, who is a high school teacher here, and his team for organizing another great event. Also in November, we came together to celebrate diversity, honor heritage, and promote well-being. From recognizing Native American Heritage Month, National Diabetes Awareness Month, to embracing Diwali and Veterans Day, our community highlighted the importance of cultural understanding and gratitude. We also acknowledged National School Psychologists Week, National Educational Support Paraprofessionals Day, and Substitute Educators Day by recognizing the vital roles our school psychologists, educational support professionals, and substitute educators play to promote positive outcomes for students. We want to thank our school community for your active participation, fostering unity, and supporting our shared values. Our upcoming New Brunswick Public School Job Fair is scheduled for Tuesday, December 5th. For all district positions, please visit any one of our district social media platforms, either Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, for more information. On October 21st and November 18th, we held clinics where we administered 127 flu vaccines to students and 61 COVID vaccines to adults. Our next vaccine clinic is scheduled for Saturday, December 16th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We thank the New Jersey Black Women Physician Association and New Brunswick Tomorrow for their partnership in hosting clinics at Red Shore School and flu and COVID vaccines to students, parents, and employees. And lastly, November 23rd, we'll be celebrating Thanksgiving. I just want to take this time, and all of us need to take time to reflect, reconnect, and express our gratitude for all that we have. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Can I please have a motion to accept the superintendent's report?
So moved. Second.
Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Solis.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Adorno.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Moving to item number 5, the student representative report, Ms. Jadaline Lefetis.
Good evening, my name is Jalen Perez and I will be presenting the student representative report. We just finished the first market period. All students are now transitioning into second market period. Today will be the senior soccer all-star showcase. Congratulations to our selective members, Tanya Hernandez, Angel Cortez, Jorge Ceballos, Brian Funes, Jair Palma, and Johan Aparicio. The fall sports banquet was conducted last week, honoring all of our athletes and selective captain awards and all of honorable mentions. Senior photos are currently going on and are being conducted very smoothly. Seniors are finishing up their college applications and are receiving college acceptances. Honorable mentions to Natalie Zavala and Imani Staten, acceptance to Penn State University. This concludes the student representative report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Perez. Moving to item number 6, the facilities committee report, Mr. Edward Spencer, chairperson.
Yes, Madam President. The facility committee met on November 8th. The middle school parking lot, during the time we were closed for the NJEA convention, we were able to complete a repaving project at the middle school. The main and upper lots were completely repaved and new striping applied. The remainder of the work is to reinstall the speed bumps. This work is scheduled for this upcoming weekend. The high school addition. The erection of the structural steel roof joists and roof decking for the high school gym addition has been completed. The exterior block walls have been completed at the weight room portion of the addition, and an exterior brick veneer at the gym portion of the addition is approximately 50% complete. We are on schedule for the roofing and exterior walls to be in place before the end of this year, which will allow work to continue inside throughout the winter. Last week, we had some of the P-Tech students out to the construction site to see firsthand some of the engineering practices they are learning applied in a real-world setting. The overall completion schedule is still on track for the summer of 2024. The high school fields, we reviewed a concept drawing by DMR Architect, which would add an additional practice field on existing land we own behind the high school. The project would include an 8-lane track, field lighting, track and field accommodations, a small bleacher, and some additional parking. The reconditioning of the existing fields would be part of this project. We are also considering the possibility of installing synthetic turf at one of the practice fields to accommodate our practice scheduling requirements. Last week, I think last week, I saw on Channel 12, a school in East Orange had a walk for a young lady by the name of Ruby Bridges. She was the first African-American child to attend a formerly white-only William France Elementary School in New Orleans. School segregation crisis, which would happen on November 14, 1960. And that was 6 years after the Brown versus Board of Education, which was in 1954. I remember that time because my younger sister in Franklin, they had to desegregate a section of our school district, and they met a lot of issues with that. So it brought a lot of memories for me. but we're still working on that as far as changing some of the norms that we have now. So I want to thank the board for all the work that we do and done and continue doing as far as bettering the school district. So with that, I conclude my report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Spencer. Moving to item number 7, the athletic committee report.
Thank you, Madam President. The fall season completed with boys and girls cross-country teams winning the Blue Division title for Middlesex County. Our esports team competed in the state semifinals as our second year as a varsity sport, but fell to Cape May High School in the game of Rocket League. They look forward to the future and are determined to be back again next season. So far, we are over 225 signups for winter sports. Basketball, wrestling, indoor track, and bowling. This is a 32% increase from this point last year as we continue to grow our athletic programs every year. We also have 80 student athletes signed up at the middle school level. More signups are coming every day as tryouts begin. The first official practice will begin Monday, November 27th, and the season will open up on December 14th. And that concludes my report. I need a reconciliation for October.
Second.
Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Mrs. Medina Hernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Solis.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer. Mr. Adorno.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Moving to item number 8, the curriculum and policy committee by Mrs. Diana Solis.
Thank you so much, Madam President. The Curriculum and Policy Committee met last week. We did have 3 presentations. The first one was by Ms. Melissa Parisi, the Director of Early Childhood. She presented the New Brunswick 3-year preschool program operational plan that included a comprehensive description of the following critical components: enrollment data and recruitment strategies, preschool instruction coaches and content-focused coaching, preschool intervention and referral and the role of preschool intervention and referral specialists, inclusion of ability diverse learners, supporting multilingual learners, curriculum implementation and student assessment data, family engagement, professional development. The next presentation was by Katie D'Ambrosia, Supervisor of Physical Education, Health and Wellness. She presented the Get Real Comprehensive Sex Education That Works program proposal, which will be piloted at the New Brunswick Health Sciences Technology High School to support the district-approved health curriculum for grade 9. And Mrs. Hill, the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, presented the Quality Single Accountability Continuum, the QSAC District Improvement Plan to address all indicated areas of the district performance review aligned to the academic areas of English language arts, math, and science, as well as the graduation rate and chronic absenteeism. I know for a fact that our schools, with that issue of chronic absenteeism, they are currently working on that issue. The resolutions were all reviewed and approved. We also covered a couple of policies that needed to be revised. One was the procedures outlined by policy guides 3161 and 4161 must be followed when board requires a staff member to undergo a physical or psychiatric examination. The other one was for food services, P8500. This comprehensive policy guide addresses the pertinent provisions of the Working Class Families Anti-Hunger Act, federal regulations and the corresponding federal guidance document, eligibility manual for school meals, determining and verifying eligibility. That concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Solis. Moving to item number 9, the Educational Service Commission of New Jersey, Dr. Caldwell.
new superintendent, Nadia Butler, has done Nadia Romano has done a wonderful job of transitioning. One of the challenges is the commission owns the health facility in Sayreville, and there's about $2 million of renovations to that health facility. In fact, you know, I haven't announced it here, but I encourage folks to look at that health, really a nice facility. It's owned by the commission. The money goes to really help students who are special needs. We're looking to continue to expand the programs. In fact, we've been talking about doing some things with some universities, including mine. So it's been a good start for her program. I'm still in touch with Mark Finkelstein, who, you know, is on this board, and he's doing well in retirement, but he misses the job. So that's my report.
Thank you so much. Moving to item number 10, public comments. Mr. General, what do we have on the list?
Yes. April Nicholas.
She said I could have her 3 minutes.
Well, you signed up to speak also, so you can speak if you want.
I was just joking, but yeah, I'll take my time now.
Please state your address.
Mr. Crowder.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Charlie Crowderville, New Brunswick today. I want to ask about a few resolutions first. Resolution F, the CUSAC District Improvement Plan. The plan is not attached.
Hold on, give me 1 second, because we didn't start the timer yet.
So if I could just,
Yes, please continue. Sorry about that.
yeah, if I could just find out where to get a copy of the plan. Is it available on the web?
CUSAC report.
The District Improvement Plan. It says it's attached, but it's not attached.
We'll provide that.
And how will that be provided? Yeah, how can I expect to receive that? Can you send it to me via email? Is it going to be posted on the web?
Mr. General will facilitate that, okay?
Thank you. I'll move on to Resolution AJ. I wanted to ask what what's changing here. It says in tiny print at the bottom, it was previously approved in May. This is the $8 million for the gym, and I see the word outlay and capital outlay is crossed out. Is that the only change being made, and if so, what is that about?
Yeah, I'll answer that question.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the only change being made. That is a resolution that we approved in May for the previous school year. Our auditors are in district now, and they made the recommendation to remove the word capital outlay and have it just say capital projects.
Got it. When you say the auditors are in district now, you mean you've hired auditors on the staff?
Well, we have independent auditors that perform a yearly financial audit of the district. And that was one of the things they mentioned, that they thought I should change the resolution to just not say outlay and say projects.
Okay. And the $8 million here, what portion of the project does that represent? Is that all of it, or it's just a fraction? If so, what does it represent?
That $8 million is for 2 projects. That is to first pay for the gym, right? So we had put $11.8 million in capital reserve. $7.5 million approximately is towards the gym, and then the balance of that will go towards the fields. We took out $8 million from that capital reserve account, and we put it in the Fund 30 accounts in the general fund in order to start paying the bills and doing the projects. So out of that $8 million, about $5.5 million is for the gym, and another $1.4 million is towards the field activities.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And finally, I wanted to close the loop on a topic I brought up last time. Raymond Trigg was in fact paid for substitute teacher work here in this district on at least 5 days this school year, with one of those days being a half day. And so I wanted to ask for an explanation of how he came to be on the payroll, and I was curious if any kind of investigation is going to be done into that.
The superintendent has the authority to hire people, including temporary substitutes, subject to board approval. Mr. Trigg was hired, and when the list of approval came up, there were some objections by the board, and he was not approved on the full list of approved substitutes. However, he did work, and under the theory of quantum error, which means what you earn, he was paid for the days he worked.
Thank you for the explanation. I want to thank Mr. Janarone for responding to my open request on this topic. And yeah, I just wanted to ask if there's going to be any investigation done into that.
Your time is up, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do we have any other?
Ms. Linda Stork?
Hi, Ms. Stork, please state your address.
Yes, good evening, my name is Linda Stork, I live at 12 Park Boulevard, and I've been informed it's going to be easier to hear me, which is great, because I'm going to have to talk really fast. I also would be interested, I didn't really understand the explanation of how it came to be that, more, louder? That Raymond Trigg worked as a substitute in this district. I am frankly horrified. My daughter will be horrified. But she always tried to show me there was something. All right, so I was looking at the long-range facilities report, and I had a question, because I've been asking about Lincoln School and what is the plan going forward, and I noticed that it was the only school that, as a result of the proposed, the new school and the additions and the renovations and everything, would still be under, of course I can't bring up the photo of it now, but I'm going to ad-lib it. It will still be under the FES for adequate square footage per student. It was the only school in the district. They actually singled it out and said this is the only school that will not meet the requirement. So I'm wondering, does it not in fact meet the requirement? And why would that be if we have 300, if we're under capacity 300 at the new school? And also, is there in fact a plan to replace Lincoln School, which was originally supposed to be the first one replaced? I'm curious if maybe the idea of a laboratory school is back in the picture with Rutgers. That would be great. I've never understood why we had an elementary school in the shadow of the Graduate School of Education that made no, even when we had a professional development agreement with them, it was shot down as our whole school reform plan, which may be where they backed out of the laboratory school. I don't know. I'm sure they weren't pleased when that happened because we had a working relationship. But yes, in the meantime, I also had wanted to ask about item E. I also wanted to know, for the 130 students that are suspended, is that a number of students or is that the amount of days? Because students could be suspended for anywhere up to 2 weeks, I understand. So is that a total number of days or a total number of students? Well, okay, and then is anything different being done to address these students that are out of school?
Well, I think your time is up, but I can tell you that the district and staff is always addressing kids' behavior, so.
But something different since the last time I asked.
I didn't hear what you said. Okay, well, thank you so much. Moving on to item number 11, the President's Report. I just want to take the time as we heading into Thanksgiving and the beginning of the holidays to really, and as Dr. Johnson kind of stated before, and piggybacking on what he said about taking the time to think and be grateful for certain things. I was actually rethinking about my first time that I had a Thanksgiving. And I was like, what is this, right? We had a turkey, we had a whole culture coming as an immigrant child. And it kind of got me thinking about that even though, right, we have so many new cultures that get to adopt this holiday, so grateful that for myself, and I think that even the board, that we have a board and people that the whole district, they really look after our children. And every day, they in and out, they're really working for their futures to be as healthy and as hopeful. So I just want to take a moment and say thank you to everyone here. So with that, moving to item number 12, the consent agenda. Can I please have a resolution to approve A to N?
Second.
Dr. Caldwell. Yes. Mrs. Medina Hernandez.
Yes, abstain from resolution M and R.
So noted. Ms. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Solis.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer. Mr. Dorno.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'm actually abstaining on AM. Moving to item number 13, the Finance Committee report. Mrs. Diana Solis.
Thank you, Madam President. The Finance Committee, along with all members of the New Brunswick Board of Education, had an opportunity to review the Finance Committee report, and I'd like a motion to approve the report as is. So moved.
Second.
Dr. Caldwell. Yes. Mrs. Medina Hernandez.
Yes, abstain from page 30.
So noted. Ms. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Solis.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer. Yes. Mr. Adorno.
Yes, I abstain on pages 7, 8, and 24.
7 and 24. Ms. Sevilla.
Yes, abstain on 39, please.
Noted for the record. Motion approved.
Thank you. Moving to item number 14, resolution for closed session. Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, New Jersey, SA 10-4-6 provides that certain matters of a public body may be discussed in closed session, and whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as follows: personal matters and matters of attorney or client privilege. Now, therefore, be resolved that the aforesaid subjects shall be discussed in closed session by this Board of Education and its administrative staff. In the minutes of said closed session, discussion will be made available to the public when the reasons for the non-disclosure in accordance with Open Public Meetings Act no longer exist. Can I please have a motion for closed session?
Second.
Dr. Caldwell. Yes. Mrs. Medina Hernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Solis.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer. Mr. Adorno.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes, we're now in closed session.